announcements. Now back to you.
All right, Kelly, you're starting off, right?
And now I'm like nervous because I was not prepared to play a video. I don't know if I'm set up to
I'm there.
do this.
I can do it. Hello.
Oh, Greg's on.
I can do it. I can do it. But
It's going.
we
just really want to
let it
appreciate
go.
you for all your help and your support, and we're all going to share something that we're especially appreciative of.
Thanks to your help, we were able to hopefully drive out of school.
I especially appreciate your support for us during Key Leader. Key Leader was truly an enriching experience for all of us, and due to that, I built up some leadership skills, and I'm even having thoughts of running for an executive position.
I appreciate some of your members coming to sit in at our meetings. It really shows us that you guys care about the stuff that we are doing and are involved in us.
And I want to say thank you for your help with Fall Rally. Because of you guys and all the work you've done, I was able to visit the Indianapolis Art Museum for the first time, and I learned so much information about Key Club. This is my first year ever in Key Club, and I feel like that experience was really necessary for me, and it really helped me. We just want to say a really big thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Emma.
That's terrific.
Yeah, that was terrific. Thanks for sharing that.
Great.
Mhm.
Just great.
My name is Sweet Nine, and I am the president of Short.
FYI, Sweet Knight is
Love it.
considering
Love that one.
running for governor for a Key Club.
First class operation. Absolutely.
Yeah, good deal.
Thanks for running that, Kelly.
All right. Greg, so do you want to do a thought for the day, even though we've been
Yeah,
inspired by those Key Club students?
They're wonderful. Absolutely full. I've been working with them as Roger and others, and our affiliation with them is fantastic. I just think, it's leadership, and education. I had a comment. Can you hear me all right, Eric? Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
All right. So we were having a lottery today. So I wanted them to know that I've been aware of lotteries that are in other countries, is because my kids are in Canada and some are in England, and they have a national lottery, but it also relates to different parts of the country where they take some of the money, instead of giving it to individuals, they give it to various applicants for the good of the community. For example, in Britain, they've been using some of the funds from the lottery in some parts, I guess, in England for climate change action. And there's applicants that apply. So it doesn't have to be climate change. But I think a word for the lottery here is that you could use some of that money, if you're not already using it, for particular projects to enhance schools, education, whatever that would be in addition to whoever the winner is with it. That's my message for today. And
right.
It's been very successful in Britain and in Wales and in Canada in that regard, holding some money back for public good. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. All right, I've got a few club announcements before we introduce our speaker. So first is to be sure you mark your calendars for some of the upcoming events that we have going on. Tuesday, the 16th of December, we're having the social supper at Athens on 86th Street. And then we'll take a break for the holidays and be back on a Zoom meeting on Thursday, January 9th. Graham has arranged for Keith O'Brien and his book about Pete Rose, which should be pretty interesting. I got to meet Pete Rose a long time ago. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. We'll also have Special Olympics providing a grant update. You can look for all the upcoming dates in the events section of the website, and that's certainly encouraged to take a look at our website and see what's new on there. Kelly does a great job of keeping that up to date. Then look for a date soon to recognize our 2024 awards winners, Civic, Serena Raudebush, and Career, Duke Headed. So we will be finding a date to honor them. We're attempting to secure a consistent monthly dates for an in-person lunch at the Columbia Club for the Lunch Bunch, Social Supper, and Zoom, in addition to quarterly service opportunities and our standard board meetings. So we are working with Kelly to get that calendar organized and finalized, and we'll get that out to everybody as soon as we get those set. Goal is to make it easier for you to get these on your calendar and be able to reach out to guests and invite them to join us as well. We did have a terrific football event last week at the Colts compound. Many thanks Chuck Cotterman, Nathan Ashworth, Bill DuBois, Roger Cummings, and Rob Schlegel for getting that organized. We had over 300 attendees, including 24 boys teams and 7 girls flag football teams for the first time. The all-county and all-city players were recognized on stage by Kyle Niedenrep from the Indy Star. We provided a $2,500 academic scholarship to Harley Campbell from Cardinal Ritter. He has a 4.630 GPA and plans to major in chemical engineering. And the Colts Great Player $2,500 award went to Cale Mallory, a key clubber from Lawrence North. So that was nice to see him. I'm a little biased since my kids went to Lawrence North. Thanks to all of our table sponsors, and I hope that everybody that attended enjoyed it as much as I did. We also got a chance, since the Colts were on a bye week, to run around on the football field, which I think all the kids really enjoyed. In 2015, we revitalized our external grant program to fund community organizations that serve youth through creative and innovative programming. Since then, we have provided 100 grants totaling more than $265,000 to 56 organizations in central Indiana and having an impact on more than 33,000 youth. Yesterday, our foundation approved more than $58,000 in funding to 13 local organizations, and we shared that great news with them today. You can see the recipients on the attached slide. We are assembling our prize patrol to go out and deliver checks early next year. Let Kelly know if you have a relationship with one of the grantees and would like to deliver the check. Thank you to this year's team led by Bob Lowry in selecting the finalists. There is a 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. slot open for bell ringing this Friday at Kroger. Is there anybody that could step up to help with that? If so, please let Kelly know or sign up on our web sheet. I'd like to turn it over to Mary, who's going to tell us about the Salvation Army Radiothon on Saturday at Sullivan Hardware and Garden.
Okay, so as you know, we always provide funding to the Salvation Army through Radiothon. And again, this Saturday, it's going to be at Sullivan Hardware and Garden Center. Thankfully, we don't have to be there at 6 a.m. like I've done in the past. We're going to be on the air at 10:30. So tune your radios to WIBC on Saturday. And Dr. Brooke Moreland, who was a 2007 AIDS scholar, is going to be on with me. She also was a speaker last year this year at our Abe Lincoln Awards. She's pretty dynamic and has a great story. She also has a relationship with Salvation Army. She has worked with Coats for Kids for 21 years. So they know her, we know her. It's a great relationship. So be sure and listen. It's the 75th anniversary for our foundation and the 50th Abe Lincoln program in 2025. So it's an exciting time for both of us. I'll hand it off to Art, please, for the Teacher's Treasure.
Okay, Teacher's Treasures was a grant recipient from the foundation last year. Margaret Sheehan is here to give us an update on that. Just real briefly, Teacher's Treasures was founded in 2000 by a retired IPS school principal to provide free school supplies to teachers to use in the classroom to assist students. They support over 230 schools in Marion County that have a 60% or more of their students on federal meal assistance. And last year, they distributed over $13 million worth of school supplies for free to be used in the classroom. Margaret Sheehan is the executive director. She's been in that role for a little over 10 years. So please welcome Margaret Sheehan.
Well, hi, everybody. I've set the alarms so that I don't overshoot my time, which is probably something I'm notorious for. There's some friendly faces as part of this club. This is the third Kiwanis club I'm speaking to within a few weeks of each other, so it's fun for me. And it's really fun for me because I moved here 32 years ago to work specifically for Key Club International at the international headquarters. And so it's always Old Home Week for me when I get to hang out with Kiwanians. I specifically worked for Key Club and was at the time was called the assistant administrator under Dave Wohler. If you guys remember David, he's retired several years ago, but I had a great experience there and learned a lot. Ended up in the foundation there and learned a lot about fundraising, which has helped me here at Teachers Treasures. I just really want to thank you guys. I just looked at all those organizations that you've generated the $58,000 for this coming year, and all are so important to the fabric of our community. These small nonprofits, many of us, we just appreciate the recognition because we're just churning away, trying to do good work and take care of kids and take care of hopefully the cultural community as well. So thank you for being thoughtful and intentional on all that work. I wanted to let you know I met at the end of the school year last year with the Key Club at Shortridge because they have started, I don't know if it's still in play, but they had started sort of a mini Teachers Treasures in a kind of a closet there. So if any of you guys know any more about that, but we really do want to help if we can in any of those kinds of capacities for sure. In art, actually, we're over 300 programs that we help now here in Marion County. And for those of you guys who've had your ear to the ground on the shifting dynamic and demographic of Marion County, when I moved here those 32 years ago, Washington Township was quite affluent. And now that shift is all but one of their schools has a prevalent number of kids on the free and reduced lunch program. So the things have kind of changed in this community. And what we've zeroed in on is the area in Marion County, and that's Perry. So you guys have helped us identify and strengthen our ability to help more teachers down in Perry. As you well know, it is the most diverse school district in the city with hundreds of different dialects and different languages because of the new Americans, the immigrant and the refugee population that has found their home in the area. And so we've been wanting to support them in a different way with providing a very direct service through our online program. And what has become a solution is a teacher box that has everything in it because the teachers are having a hard time coming up to, and you guys mentioned Kroger earlier for the bell ringing, of which I did because I was a member of the Northwest Kiwanis Club many years ago. But I'm sitting in a Kiwanis Club, a Kroger building. Our main store here at 1800, just down from Arsenal Tech, is a Kroger building, and they've been letting us use that since 2000. But there's some distance here between Perry Township and their ability, those teachers they get out of school about 4:30, and to get up here after school and shop is just tough. So you have helped us open an avenue to help more kids, to help more classrooms, to help more teachers, and to help more schools. And if you ever want to, and Eric was talking about volunteer opportunities, we will be building more of these boxes. So if you guys ever want some hands-on, not too difficult, not too physically challenging, but we'd welcome the help to build those boxes. And you can see exactly what was put in those boxes and then how we kind of do a Pony Express down to Perry Township. But it's flipping the numbers for us. What was very low, what we call activation or interaction with teachers has really flipped because of this opportunity for those teachers to get items. And it's, they can't get up here all the time, but how many of you guys have even been in the store? Have anybody been to a teacher's besides Art, who's on our board? Roger's been here. We've changed a lot we're coming into our 25th anniversary next year. And the numbers of teachers, and this really opened the gates, particularly during COVID, about the need. And so we've been talking about it even this morning about, man, we're so darn busy here, but it's a great thing that we're supported by groups like yours that help us take care of them and make sure that these kids are successful and that they have a great academic opportunity here in Marion County and that they become the citizens and the future employees of all of us down the road. I wanted to mention too, while Hoosier Lottery's on the call as well, we've been a longtime partner and been supported by the Hoosier Lottery, and we're grateful. So I would offer this, my 5 minutes are up, but I wanted to offer that if any of your personal businesses, or if you are in on you just by yourself, if you do want to come and volunteer, we'd welcome it. If you have things, Eric, I don't know if you've got stuff sitting in a closet from, days gone by, or notebooks that your wife doesn't want anymore. Any of those things has value here, and we're happy to let you know what we do and don't take. It's certainly on our website, but just know all of these dollars that you're distributing around are particularly those smaller nonprofits. It creates change. And on behalf of all of them, and certainly all of our teachers and kids that you guys have helped us with, we appreciate you so very much.
Thank you. Margaret, I would say that we are working with key clubs all around the county. So thank you for all you've done, and we are really making them a viable part of our Indy Kiwanis.
And we would welcome those kids if they ever need to do a service project. That level of leadership, and certainly for them to also become familiar with what's needed around the area, is eye-opening for particularly high school kids that just don't get it. Like, what do you mean there's kids that don't have backpacks, or their families don't buy them what they need? It is a great eye-opener for our future leaders, and I think those Key Club kids are just that.
And we have supported the closet there at the Shortridge as well, and the backpacks and all that. And I'm sure that in Perry and yes, it's a win-win.
Let us know if they need anything else, Greg. Happy to help, really.
I'd like to introduce our speaker today, Sarah Taylor. She is the current executive director of the lottery, Hoosier Lottery, and she's been so since 2013. She's pretty impressive here. She's president of the North American Association of State and Provincial Lotteries, immediate past president of the Multi-State Lottery Association, which includes 38 U.S. lotteries and other to oversee the Powerball. She's chair of the World Lottery Association Corporate and Social Responsibility Committee, and she's inducted into the Lottery Industry Hall of Fame in 2023. We didn't even know there was such a thing. She's held positions in Indiana city and county government, including 8 years as the elected clerk of the courts for Marion County and 5 years as a cabinet member for the mayor of Indianapolis. She's a graduate of the IU School of Public and Environmental Affairs, where she sits on the Distinguished Alumni Council. Sarah, take it away.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. I, too, was a member at one point of Kiwanis and appreciate the service that you all give, and hearing about it again today. I've also had the opportunity, I think, as a prior Marion County clerk, and even early in my years at the Hoosier Lottery, in addressing Kiwanis. So I appreciate coming back and getting a chance to do that again. So today we're going to talk about who we are, what we do, and why we do it, and definitely where the money goes, as Greg was discussing. And there's also a special prize at the end. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Eric, Kelly, for your help on trying to make this a more seamless technical issue, or less of a technical issue. And great to see Margaret from Teachers Treasures. Yes, they hold a special place in our heart here at the Hoosier Lottery, where we've enjoyed volunteering and donating. So let's just get at it. You did introduce me well there. Thank you. Luckily now I can add past in front of the National Association of State and Provincial Lottery folks. So luckily that's now just behind me. Lifelong Hoosier, grew up in Putnam County, and as you said, went to IU, raised my family on the south side, so appreciate hearing about Perry Township, where I still live with my family. And I first came to this role in 2013 thanks to Governor Mike Pence, and was reappointed by Governor Eric Holcomb. So what's a normal day like for me? This picture really shows a lot of fun things. We get to hand out checks to big winners, participate in parades, and speak at various sporting and community events. You kind of say I'm the face of the lottery, but when I'm there with the big balls like Mega Balls, Mega and Lotto in those pictures, they really as mascots take over. We do many promotions and sponsorships around the state. I, along with our staff, get to attend those. And here we've got photos of the greening of the canal, obviously with the mayor and other Irish Citizen of the Year, et cetera. And we've done that for quite a few years. We also have enjoyed getting out and giving the big checks. And that bottom left is a check where a retailer down in Evansville was awarded money for their selling of a Cash 5 jackpot. And then we also have in the middle where we awarded a check for $44 million to the representative of a winner earlier this year. So that ticket was sold in Speedway for Hoosier Lotto, and we held a press conference at the Motor Speedway with President Doug Bowles. So that joined us. That was just fabulous. There's also this huge business side of heading up a state agency. So we oversee operations, budget, and other administrative tasks. The lottery industry is a close-knit group, so I'm often with my colleagues sharing best practices and game development, and definitely have enjoyed my time serving them as their president. And as mentioned, I chair the CSR committee for the World Lottery Association and just joined their executive committee in late October. Next, we'd like to share a little bit more about our history. So you may recall from a history lesson, in 1988, there was a referendum. Perhaps you even voted in it. And it was whether or not we were going to create a state lottery. And it passed with 62% of the vote. And just shy of a year later then, on October 13th, 1989, we sold, or just over maybe a year, we sold our first lottery ticket. Many of you asked me about that Hoosier Millionaire TV show that was on air for many years. So that was a big part of our history. So for any of you that do math, that means we're right just this past October celebrating those 35 years of operation. And here are some of the logos that we have used over those years. That may have a flashback memory for some of you. Now, now that you know a little bit about us and our history, let's go ahead and talk about what we do here and then how it impacts all of us. So probably the best known part of our product portfolio are really these scratch off tickets. So you actually physically scratch off latex. By the way, the ink and paper are recyclable. That's changed in the industry over time since I've been involved. And during this holiday season, we are selling these few festive tickets. So this year we have Peppermint Payout and the Holiday Cash Blowout. We also have some licensed properties, which we can acquire to sell. And you'll see that the one is the Elf. And then in January, we'll begin selling the Monopoly Scratch Off. That franchise is extremely popular. We're looking forward to having it again. They bring back fun memories for our players, and they're extremely popular. We've also done special tickets over the years. We did the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 to celebrate it. We've done Indianapolis Colts tickets and an Indiana Bicentennial ticket. Only comes around once, right? That ticket featured photos from around Indiana. We add and close games monthly and usually have approximately 60 in the market at any one time. Now, we're going to try we're going to try to play our holiday commercial for you. There is some music and some brief chatter in there. So you may be hoping you can hear it, if not, your volume. Let's play it. Okay, I'm hoping you were able to hear that. And then next, we're going to talk about our draw games. So hopefully that was a fun ad and gets you in the holiday spirit. Another type of game we offer are these draw games. So it's where you select the numbers and then they're drawn, and most notably by the spinning ball machines. This is a picture of our studio at Fox 59 in Indianapolis, where we film our daily 3 and daily 4 drawings. We sell our products at more than 4,400 retail locations across the state. Most of them are like gas stations, convenience stores, grocery stores, and we even have the self-service machines at the Indianapolis International Airport. Now, I'm going to give you a little quiz here. You just keep a number in mind here. Can you think about how many retailers are in Marion County? So of that 4,400, how many are in Marion County? So think about gas stations, grocery stores, and other retail establishments you pass. Do you have a number in your head? All right. The answer is 642. Certainly, this is the largest number of retailers in this most populous center that we work and live in.
Brett went on to
next, we're going to touch heavily on our mission and our responsibility. Indiana code directs us specifically to maximize revenue in a manner consistent with the dignity of our state and the welfare of our citizens. Now, we've taken that a step further into our mission statement by ensuring we do so in a socially responsible manner. So we obviously are sensitive to not introducing games that target children. They actually go through software applications to ensure other safeguards to them. And we work to ensure there's a positive play experience. I'm going to talk more about that responsible gaming initiative further in the presentation. Although the attention always seems to fall on those who have won top prizes or jackpots, we're incredibly proud of the fact that the Hoosier Lottery does truly impact everyone, whether they play or not, to be quite honest. Not only do we pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in prizes to Hoosier Lottery players, but our funds that are generated are given back to the state of Indiana to build a stronger, safer, and smarter Indiana. So as Greg was asking and pointing out about his family that's overseas and how those lotteries do it, the question really is, where does the money really go? And in my time as a lottery director, I've taken a lot of guesses and questions about where the money goes. So kind of have that in your mind here for the state of Indiana. Each jurisdiction is a little different, and ours is all prescribed and set by the Indiana General Assembly. So for those almost 35 years, we've had a very consistent distribution. So here we go. Most of our money goes to pay the winners. As you can see, they play to win. That's what the players like to do. And that's the red portion of this pie chart and a majority of what we do. But we also pay the retailers who sell and redeem our tickets, and that's represented down below in the light green section. We also have, as you can well imagine, operating expenses. So we print those tickets, we have software and hardware systems, marketing and promotional expenses, and the team's salary. That's represented in the blue slice of the pie. But we also give a lot of the money at the end of the day to the good causes represented by that quarter portion in the darker green. That's the prescribed area by the Indiana General Assembly. I have another short video to help explain the answer. Again, you may have to adjust your volume on your computer.
I don't see the video if it's playing.
Yeah, or hear it.
No. I see the cursor moving on your screen.
Okay. Let's try again. Can you see it now?
No.
Okay. Well, we can skip that one and go straight to the answer if that's okay.
Okay.
As long as you have those answers in mind. All right. So it would have outlined where the good cause monies go. And this current slide lets you know for 35 years where that has has landed in the way of winners, retailers, and good causes. And now we're going to split those good causes out further as prescribed by the Indiana General Assembly. So this slide will show how it actually impacts Marion County during this past fiscal year 23. We just finished our fiscal year 24 audits, so we're having to show the 23 numbers for today. And if you go out to our website, you can actually click on the map so you can click on any county and find out about each county. But the lottery surplus fund helps offset the motor vehicle excise tax when you register your vehicles. So I remember in those early days when we'd all say, oh, Indiana's got higher costs to register their vehicles and plates. Our monies now go to offset that. And that shows for Marion County that past fiscal year of 23, 28, almost $29 million. The police and firefighter pension fund received over $8 million that year. Teachers retirement fund received the $2.4 million. We paid over $160 million to our winners, and payments to our retailers were over $18 million. So that lets you know that those categories, police and firefighter pensions, the teachers retirement fund, and the lottery surplus fund, are where the Indiana General Assembly has directed our money for all these years. As I mentioned earlier, we have more than those 4,400 retailers across every county in the state. And those retailers do receive a commission for selling tickets and redeeming them. And certain games have jackpot bonus incentives for retailers. And these photos reflect a recent celebration we had in Fort Wayne at Lassus convenience store and gas station. They sold a $4 million Mega Millions ticket and received $40,000 as a bonus. They use this jackpot bonus money to reinvest in business and share with employees or give back to local communities or a combination thereof. So it was fun to go join them for the day and celebrate. They also are a 35-year retailer, and we were able to present a certificate to them celebrating that news also. Another way we engage with players is through our sponsorships throughout the state. We may have specific games or concert series we sponsor at like Everwise Amphitheater and Ruoff Music Center. We also have sponsorships with the Pacers, Fever, Colts, and Indians right here all in Marion County. And if you have ever been to the Indiana State Fair, the greatest fair, you'll probably have seen our large sponsorship under the grandstands. The state fair is by far our largest promotion, and it takes up the entire fair, the length of the fair. We're out there every day enjoying every moment. The food is great. Some of our recent sponsorships here include an opportunity to sell and give away tickets, and others are fun and promote our brand. So, for example, the Salem Speedway in southeastern Indiana is known as the Salem Speedway, fueled by the Hoosier Lottery. It's always fun. They gave me a ride around the track, and that was quite the experience. Luckily, they were going under the speed limit. We also sponsor the Kiss Cam at Lucas Oil during Colts games, and we do many sponsorships with the Pacers, including a chance for a player to win up to $250,000 at an upcoming game that we're looking forward to this season. Now to our corporate social responsibility that we mentioned. As we wrap up our time today, I wanted to discuss our commitment to responsible gaming. While selling tickets and celebrating large prizes is very exciting, we try to do so in a responsible manner. And statistics do show a small number of people may be harmed and have an issue with problem gambling. That's why we make our corporate social responsibility a key part of our marketing and sales. We want players to have a positive play experience. We were the second U.S. lottery to receive the Level 4 certification from the World Lottery Association. It's the highest level awarded for responsible gaming. We've submitted our renewal application, and breaking news, we just learned this week that we've been certified again. This certification is based on 9 elements of a responsible gaming framework and requires significant work from the certified lottery until we seek its recertification again in a few years. This year, I spoke about the holiday scratch-offs, but it's important to have a responsible gaming commercial along with it. So gifting Hoosier Lottery tickets are fun and entertaining way to celebrate the holidays, but we do remind players that they should be given to adults from adults. We're promoting this campaign through social media and our retailers, and we join other lotteries worldwide on this official gift responsible campaign. So we label our tickets and we label all of our ads, and we ensure that that messaging gets out there. So I said earlier that I would briefly mention when you said about luck or lucky with the technology. Yeah. We do now carefully steer away from that word some. We really tell folks when they're with us at the Indiana State Fair and other experiences, we just try to say, have fun, keep your play positive. We keep lots of videos on our website that include good practices towards financial literacy, knowing the odds of a ticket, set a limit and know your limit and know those odds and stay within it. And so we're pretty strong on that messaging. So I hope you didn't mind that quick dive into the Hoosier Lottery. We thank you and we appreciate what we do and why we do it and how to play responsibly. And hopefully we were able to kind of share that to you in a quick way. Now, Mary knows that we're going to have a quick little fun giveaway later. And I'll turn it back over to her. I'm always happy to answer questions, but I think Mary was going to think through how we can give away this fun little prize pack that we have created from this past fall as part of our giveaway. So Mary, I'll turn it back towards you and Eric. Thank you.
Thank you. So Eric said earlier that next week on the Tuesday, the 17th, we're going to Athens on 86 for our social supper at 5:30. We're going to give away that basket at that dinner. So if you're interested in having a chance to get that, let me know if you want to come. Right now we have 12 people already signed up. So if you're interested, let me know, email me or text me and let me know if you're going to be coming. Everybody gets a chance to win. So that'll be kind of fun. It'll be the first time we've been able to do that.
So there's
Mary, what's the date? I'm sorry. What's the date of that again? The date of the dinner.
It's Tuesday the 17th. Next Tuesday.
Is it the 16th or the 17th? I've got the 16th.
It's Tuesday the 17th.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that's different. Thank you.
Mary, I see one question online, I believe at least. So can you speak to the possibility of online sales? I could briefly answer that. A bill has been introduced in prior sessions related to that. I think it could be reintroduced this year. There are more than a dozen jurisdictions that do sell products online. It's one way as you think about sustaining a lottery for the future and how generations work and look at things differently and use their mobile. But we'll just have to see what the legislature decides. So if a bill is introduced and survives the session, then it would be something we could be allowed to do. But it is in the Indiana General Assembly's hands to see if one gets introduced and carried out through the session.
I've got a question. So many states don't share the name of the winners, especially the large amount winners. And like we do share that. Yes. Is there any discussion on changing that? My understanding is those who win a lot, they get bombarded with people asking for funding.
So excellent question, Mary. I really appreciate it as Trina's earlier question too. So here in Indiana, you do not stay anonymous unless you decide to claim under, for example, an entity name like a trust, and you've set yourself up into a legal entity that's allowed to claim on your behalf. And depending on the advice you seek and receive from a professional, that can assist you. But it's more common to not have it be anonymous still in our industry. People that play like to know that real people win. that real Hoosiers are coming in. And every day, I promise you, on the floor of 1302 North Meridian, we have everyday Hoosiers coming in, much smaller amounts, but sometimes today we had a $50,000 Powerball winner walk in. And it's always exciting for the team, whether it's 800 or whether it's 50,000, we still find joy in all of it. So in Indiana, you are not anonymous. You can claim as an individual or as a legal entity. And that information is laid out. And if they seek professional help and choose to claim as an entity, then they're likely anonymous, if you will.
Thank
Sarah,
you.
I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Yes, sir.
One, I'm old enough to know when the lottery was first introduced. They said it was going to be primarily used to improve the education in the state of Indiana since we were so low. I don't see that outside of teacher retirement fund, I don't see that anywhere. Is that just not happening?
Yes, Steve, I've heard the same thing, even from retired legislators, that initially there was some discussion, like other lotteries, would we have it go to certain educational programs, scholarships? You may be familiar with Georgia's a well-known program called the Hope Scholarship. It's younger than ours, but so there was talk, I think, initially, but then when you set aside those types of monies, you'd like to know that it's sustainable and it's consistent. And I think in the beginning, they knew that there was an overwhelming majority to have a lottery, but I think they weren't sure what, amounts of money they would likely bring in those early years. So I think that may be one of the reasons behind them choosing the various funds that they've chosen over the years to support.
Okay. The second question I have is, since professional sports have now gone all in on gambling, have you noticed any effect on your revenues because of that?
Excellent question. We have a commissioner, Norm Gerwitz, here, a local Marion County resident that serves our commission. And he definitely, when that happened, kept a very close eye on our revenues and whether we were impacted. I would say we have not been directly impacted. Our revenues have continued to, for the most part, have growth in these recent years. We're dependent on jackpots, obviously, and attention getting jackpots. But for the most part, we've been able to sustain and just do fine. And I think it speaks to likely a mix of players and styles and a different form of entertainment than we have. We're a game of just chance. And that's what we'll remain being, and hope that we can continue another 35 years at a minimum, sustaining our lottery here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yes.
Sarah, thank you. This is great. I want to thank you. I've really learned a lot today, actually. I know who you are, and we've worked together in the courts. I think that Steve's point is very well taken, that if you think there's a particular need because of the equations that go to schools around the state, and those issues might be able to be somewhat equalized with monies, and then let the public know in a more, because I didn't know that all the money that you were giving to these various pensions and et cetera, that might encourage people to contribute to, take a ticket just for that reason, regardless of the luck involved.
We may want to hire
you can really you could really boom this thing with some very special things, whether it was education or whatever. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Anything, really, you guys could really come up with some new ones. And Steve's right about that education inequality and the subsidy of the expenses of some of these schools. Public education is just becoming out of control. So, in costs. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, yep. We got another one.
Can you remember, Sarah, the highest amount ever paid out to a Hoosier?
Yes. I believe 500 and just over. The player had gone to through Richmond on their way to a tournament with their children, stopped there and purchased one that was over about 550 million. And then shortly thereafter, we had one in Lafayette that purchased one for over 400, a Powerball. So we have 2 of those, and we also claim and rightfully hold the title for the most Powerball jackpot winners of any jurisdiction. Now they're
Really?
close on our heels, but we are trying to hold our own. So
Thank you. Interesting. That's a lot of money.
Excellent.
I got $5. I got to get cashed in somewhere.
Well, thank you very much, Sarah. We really appreciate it. I know my wife has the money spent several times over if she ever wins. She already has the list of where it's going to go, but that hasn't been fulfilled yet. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. We will be making a donation in your honor to I Support Girls Indianapolis. They collect and distribute essential items, including bras, underwear, and menstrual hygiene products, allowing those experiencing homelessness, impoverishment, or distress to stand tall with dignity. So thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
Eric?
Yes.
I have a couple of guests online. Wonder if we could get them to introduce themselves. Kathy?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathy, and I'm with the Pennsylvania Kiwanis Club, and we got an invite to join you today, and the topic sounded intriguing, so here I am. Nice to meet everyone.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us, Kathy.
And then there's one down here that says, can you rename? Is that a lottery game? Are you still awake? Is there somebody there?
That was me trying to figure out who it is. Someone joined via Zoom and it just said Zoom user. So I don't know who it is. Are they on?
I don't know.
They're on mute, whoever they are.
Is it Steve, maybe?
No, I see Steve. That was a big question. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Kathy.
This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'd like to thank Kelly for helping put this together. This is not an easy task to put these together like we've done today. Thank you.
No, Kelly always does a great job. She's awesome.
Sarah, I'll be by on Friday to pick up that basket.
Okay, that's great. And
we make sure we have it for the dinner.
Yeah, lunch. Yeah.
That's great. And we'll send the links to the 2 commercials just so you have them. They're out on YouTube, and you can distribute them if you choose. And the slides. So
that'd be great. That'd be great. All right. Well, the wisdom from the One America signboard for today, since it's cold out, I did not invent gloves, but I had a hand in it.
Excellent. Eric, that's a good one there.
Okay, everyone, take care. This is our last Zoom meeting before the holidays, so Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy Hanukkah for those that celebrate that.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.